Hi everyone again, and welcome to Investment Blabber. And apologies ahead of time here for the crude format with me filming the computer and giving my thoughts. But sometimes it's easier to just do things quickly like this, just to get some the content out. And later, I do promise I'll get to better equipment and give even higher quality content. But for now, you can see here the chart for silver. This is a longer term chart. So you can see here 95 to now. So this is the monthly chart, meaning each of these ticks is 1 month. So this is this very easily kind of gets into the years here. And what I wanted to open with about silver is that looking here from an investment perspective, in terms of money earned on the money that you put in, we are in a long-term bullish pattern. You can see here there was a base at $4, $5 around there, for quite a long time, for decades, 90s and the 2000s, and then we've begun a rise into 6, 8, 10, 15, going back down here. But this has taken a long time. You can see already here we're in 2009, and that's where it rises, or begins to rise, drops down, and then goes all the way up to a high of 49 something, let's call it $50, right here. And that's in 2011. And if we look into the longer term, the even decades before this, I'll bring this up here, we'll see that silver has already hit that peak right here of about $50 in 1980, or something like that, 1980. And so this is what I mean, where yes, we're bullish long term, but this takes time. Silver and metals in general, silver, gold, precious metals, they take a lot of time to kind of configure themselves, and I believe that's because we've simply had them for a long time. Thousands and years, the market has had its time to absorb all the information about precious metals, silver and gold, and so inevitably they should have some sort of a stability with price, and you would expect that any sharp movements could take a long time to materialize, but regardless, due to inflation, we do see this rise over time, and I am excited about this next leg up. Now, silver has industrial uses, unlike Bitcoin, that I spoke about in my previous video, and which I also like a lot. Of course, Bitcoin doesn't quite have like an industrial use. There's maybe some case that you can point out, but nothing like silver in terms of like day-to-day usability and it being something tangible. And in industrial use, you'll see it in healthcare. You see it in military, like in not sure if I'm getting the correct terminology, but like rockets and different stuff like that. It's also a really good conductor, so you'll see it in some electronics and wiring. And anyhow, because of that, there's a support that's sort of like built over time, over thousands of years now, and lots in the last hundreds years. And now silver is also used in other applications, such as solar panels. And that's much later on here in the timeline, right around here. So you can see this whole price rising. So a part of it is inflation here. A part of it are also those uses that just continue over time. So that's a really nice, helpful point for silver as it goes up over time. I personally really like it and save in it. And whether you do that through an ETF or bullion form, and bullion is the actual metal. There's positives and negatives to each one, and I'll mention those in a bit. But in terms of my understanding of silver, my personal journey with silver, I do use it as a savings tool, and I think it is really good as a savings tool because overall you see that over time it will hold better value than your dollars, and this is just an inverse of one another. So as the dollar goes down in value, things that are limited in resource, that are scarce, that cannot be printed out of thin air, can be created out of thin air, will go up relatively to something depreciating like the dollar. So if you were going to hold onto dollars for a long time as a savings, you might as well do it in silver, since it will protect against inflation. Another reason that silver is a great savings tool is, price-wise here, you can see it's just more fitting to someone that is saving rather than investing. And when we're looking at the majority of the population, $30 an ounce is, affordable. So if you do go to the store and buy silver, you can hold it with you, not having it in a bank, no third party. It's just truly, truly your own savings. And $30 at a time is very easy to buy for most people, for I think a lot of people. At least, every few weeks, once a month, a few coins, a few ounces of silver would be fairly easy to save. Now, if you do it through an ETF, it doesn't matter that much. You just have to keep going at it and keep saving. So whichever way you do it, I think it's a great way to simply save and put your capital in an asset that is more valuable over time than the dollars. So great savings tool there. Not overly volatile. As you can see, yes, it does look quite volatile, I guess, over time. But something like this normally takes months to materialize, or years and decades. So if you need your silver for something, you can get out, and if you change your mind, you can get out. It won't. It doesn't move as fast, of course, as cryptocurrencies and a lot of different stocks. And even the stock market, I think, is more volatile. But of course, we do want to take advantage of any savings that we have and any investments. That's the point of this channel at the end of the day, and like almost everyone's investments, unless you're really saving for future generations. And there, I think silver can provide very good upside and very good benefits as well. So again, this is really just my opinion. I'm basing it off knowledge that I have, facts and information that I've read, but this is all generally just my opinion. So do for yourself, as you see fit and as you see needing, according to your lifestyle, budget, goals. That is different for everyone. The price of silver will be the same for everyone. These movements will be the same for everyone. And but of course, our goals are all different. So make sure to be just okay with whatever investment that you're doing. Back to the point here, and what I do like with silver is that this formation here, it's called the cup and handle, kind of a funny name. I used to not like it, now I don't really mind it. But what happens often is in this type of formation is we get a market breakout, and this breakout can often very quickly, sometimes like violently, go up to a new level. And as I mentioned, we've got that $50 level right here, just right there, that we hit like in the 80s and again in 2011, so 30 years apart. So again, this takes time, but I think the next time that we break out of this formation, we could easily, if we move the chart here, we can see that we can get to 50, again 60, 70, and 100 and even more if this pattern just repeats And all of this is exponential. So you'll see as we go to times in the past here, we had, you know, sort of a similar pattern here. Like this is way in the past, but you can see that when silver breaks out, you can see right here and every time before it, and even in the short terms after it, that it really goes up high and then comes down. So it does have that volatility, but again, all of this takes months or years to complete. So in that sense, I think this could be a viable, very good way to save, especially if you're not saving for anything particular. You can just dollar cost average, which means, you know, just buying a little bit each month or each week. And I don't have, you know, much of a prediction, but not that I'm like really interested in predicting the price, but you can see that each time here that, you know, some sort of a breakout like this happens, even in the long terms, it really tends to rip up high. And if we're looking, you know, to see it where we could impress from here, you know, if we don't see it yet on the chart, because, you know, on the y-axis here we only get to like $85, 85 USD, but it could easily go way above that, and it will simply make this chart look squished at that point. As you can see, when we go back here in time, this whole thing kind of becomes squished, this whole chart, and gives more room for, you know, to visualize at least the movement up. It's just simply a little difficult to visualize on a chart without seeing potentially how it could look. But if we formatted it where this whole chart went down here and we had a lot of room here for time and more vertical space, we could see more clearly where there would potentially be a lot of room to go up to, you know, 100, some people say 200, some people say $300 an ounce. Now, how long that takes? Probably takes a while. Again, each movement takes quite a while. Maybe we had 50 here in, you know, the next year or two, and that would be considered quick movement for silver. And from there, you know, it's kind of open. So if 2 years after that we go from 50 to 100, wouldn't surprise me that much if we then if we do something like that. And from there we could get some volatility, stabilization, but into the next decades, into even just the next decade, you can sense from this type of chart and what we know about silver that things can really explode. And it's not the next day thing like the like Bitcoin, let's say, or cryptocurrencies, altcoins, meme coins, but this is a great way to save. Lastly, just wanted to show you here a piece of silver bullion. So this is physical bullion. This is real silver. This is 4/9 pure, and this is the queen right here, and it's a $50 coin by denomination. That's the face value of it, but the true value of it is more like, in Canadian dollars, about $450. In American dollars, that's what, like $300. So $300 for something like this. Had this been silver, or sorry, had this been gold, we'd be talking about, you know, 30,000 Canadian or 22,000 US dollars. Crazy amounts, which is again why I think this is more easily obtainable for people that are looking to save and maybe are starting out. If you know, if you're looking at buying something like a 10-ounce gold coin, you might not be looking at this advice on this channel here, but maybe you would be. I don't really know. But I think this is more accessible for more people, and look how beautiful this is. And I also find that with physical bullion, physical silver, when you buy it and you have it at hand, it's not that it's difficult to sell. I can sell it within an hour, a half hour. There's stores all around and people that would buy it and sell it, and you know, there's dedicated stores, and that's where I go week by week. But it's a little more difficult than just handing someone a $20 bill or $400 bills, let's say, that would be the equivalent. So that's of course much easier, and if it's in your bank account and digital, that's even easier to not save and to spend. And that's why I like silver, and specifically silver bullion, specifically physical silver, as a savings tool. All right, so I think I've blabbered enough today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, sorry about the weird formatting. I'll get better at this, and I'll get a stand or something. And please let me know if you do something similar with saving silver. Do you use bullion, or do you like the ETFs? And let me know if you have any other things or any ideas that you want me to talk about and give you my opinion about. So again, do your own research. Make sure that you're okay with whatever decision that you make on buying or selling any sort of like financial instrument or assets, in this case, silver. And whatever you do, enjoy the journey with this. As you can see, it could take a while, but I think we're in the right direction, pointing to the right and up. So thanks again for watching, and see you in the next one.